Your powers are weak, old man.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Start off on red pill, you get to what they call the rage, right? The angst, because you have issues with your dating life, you have with your relationship with women and whatever, right? You're seeing the same angst now over on the female side. Same kind of angst, same kind of anxiousness, because guess what? Now the rubber's hitting the road. That's like, why do you think Kevin's channel's blowing up? Because these women need to figure it out. They need to figure it out fast. Otherwise, they're going to run out of chairs.
Wait, you say the women need to figure out, and what is it that the women need to figure out?
In other words, this system is going to go through its changes. And Ruby can tell you, because she's in Canada and she's got a man that's close to it. This system's going to go through changes, and these women and the government is not going to be able to give you some help. You're going to have to go back to revitalize some of these old ways that your mama didn't tell you. You're going to have to figure it out fast, because this system is going to change rapidly in the next 5 years. It's already started, and basically they haven't even pulled the safety net yet. Okay, they still propping you up with unemployment and with eviction moratoriums. Okay, what happens when that stuff gets yanked? And then you see competition in earnest, because 90% of the stuff that I'm sitting on, that I could literally do 10 shows a day just on this kind of stuff. Why do you think they're actually basically decriminalizing prostitution? What do you think that's for? I'm asking, as Vonda, she's asking, what do you think that's for?
Because of what's going on with the economy. And
Well, give me a straight answer. Why do you think they're decriminalizing what's going on in the economy? Why do you think they're decriminalizing prostitution? Best guess.
that was my best guess.
They ain't got no jobs for women. If a woman can't work a job, what does she have to depend on? If she ain't got no man, no job.
But isn't it true that women are actually choosing not to go back to work in droves? Like they literally don't want to go back to the grind?
Because what's propping them up, Ruby? And when does it end?
What are you talking about propping up? That's what I'm not getting. Where it's being propped up?
It's called federal unemployment. Okay, federal unemployment.
So only women are getting unemployment?
I didn't say only women are getting unemployment. You putting words in my mouth. Okay, that's what everybody's getting.
The connotation and the way that you're using it, that once it's yanked, then the women are going to be in trouble.
Basically, men can survive on the street. They always have. Can women and children?
So the only way
this breed of man
to survive is with the legalized prostitution that's going to be.
No, that's not what I said. That's what I said. I said if women.
Asking the question.
No, that didn't sound. No, it didn't sound like. Well, put it in the form of a question.
It is a question. There you go.
No. Make it sound like a question. Okay?
Question mark. There you go.
Okay. All right. Let's put it this way. And me and Char, we would used to talk about this all the time because, she partially went through it. Okay, about automation and female jobs, service jobs disappearing over time, right? And this is we talked about this years ago, while it was really happening, before it really became news, huh?
That was seasonal, and you were saying to try to get something permanent.
Or try to move up because automation was gonna, and you saw this firsthand, how automation was just slowly but surely stripping away these particular jobs where women were actually working, especially in offices. Okay, and that's just the the like the online calls, the cold call, and that kind of stuff. Now, most of the time you get you have a robot first. In fact, they had to stop it because they were making so many robocalls. The automated dialer will actually call people, and you get a automated service, and then they will connect you to an operator instead of you having a whole bunch of people doing it. Okay, that's just one. Law offices. We're talking about cashiers. We're talking about uh, 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 other different kinds of things. Talking about people working in medical billing and stuff like that. All these jobs are slowly but surely going to start getting stripped away. Okay, and these are the bulk of where women actually work. We're not even just talking about private sector. I was talking about government, because they're starting to strip this stuff away too as automation started to wind in. All COVID did was actually get people off work, and then for these companies to survive, they had to actually put in and test out automation. So all these systems are actually being tested right now. So some jobs will come back and some jobs won't. I was just looking at about 10, 15 different articles talking about she sessions that's going on during COVID. And what I was saying is about these, that women are being propped up. It's not just women, but all women, all people, okay, being propped up, and people aren't refusing to go back to work is because they were getting that extra $1,200 a month from the feds that Biden had actually issued, okay? And then that's on top of what you're getting from the state. So a lot of people were getting $2,000, $2,400, like they're actually making more being off than they're actually doing working. So what do? Smart people said, I'm not going back to work yet, especially when your kid's not in school, okay? Which is one of the main reasons they actually did it, because you got to keep your kids out of school. Your largest child care system in the United States is the public school system. Them kids are going to be back in school in August.
Yeah.
You're going to be going back to work. September, all that stuff ends because they just dumped $15 trillion on you. They're not going to dump another $15 trillion to keep this system alive. You will go back to work. The red states have already started it. They've already stripped the federal unemployment. So you see a lot of people have gone back have had to go back to work, females included. I just got a newspaper article from one of my people in my think tank about New York City. They said prostitution is off the chain in New York City. It's ridiculous because they decriminalize it. They said it's off the chain there. There's a reason for this. And it's not the men that are pushing it. It's actually the women actually pushing this stuff. The men aren't pushing this.
Well, I think that's very unfortunate. For me, I can say personally, for me, I have not been unemployed since I was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very fortunate to have a job. And you are right and very correct with regards to the automation. A job that I previously did by hand became an automated job. So what I had to do is I had to make myself more valuable. And with that comes either education or certification. I don't know if, that's something that women are foreseeing, but it was something that I foresaw. And I knew that I needed to make myself more valuable, get my education, become licensed, to be able to become a value in my job.
Most women ain't seeing this.
Well, this is what I'm saying, that I'm sad that I don't see people talking about any of these things, because I'm seeing it, as Vonda says, she's seeing it. And a lot of people see it, it's just they're not talking about it, just kind of enjoying the entertainment on YouTube at this time.
Well, and YouTube does a good job of suppressing this stuff from going out, okay? Trust, they've been suppressing my channel for years, okay? And those a lot of stories, when I put them out like that, don't get notifications, okay? I personally, everybody that knows my channel, I've been putting this up for the last 6 years. It's not new. It's not new. I've been saying this for the last 6 years. What I'm saying is that there's, and I could tell you this. I told Kevin when he first started doing it, I said, Kevin, they're coming to you. He said, why? I said, because they're gonna need to find a chair. I said, what do you mean? I said, they're gonna need to find a chair. I said, all them dudes that they didn't want before, the educated lames, because they didn't have enough swag. Trust and believe, they're gonna be rushing over there. Because you're gonna have to find the best chair that you can find because of what's coming. And that's when he didn't even have 100,000 subs in. I said, get ready, man. I said, they're coming. I said, ride the wave, because they have to come in, especially black women. They have to come and learn because they haven't learned.
Well, I will say this though, from what I gathered, understand, the majority of women are still not looking for the majority of men, as in the educated, the average educated lame as he is right now. They're looking for the top 10%. And so they're basically saying, okay, well, maybe you might be socially awkward and I might not be attracted to you, whatever, but you know what? Your money will make you worth it. So as long as you have that money and you continue. Someone just posted this in their community tab the other day. And it was an interaction between a guy and his girlfriend, right? And so she texted him and said, hey, I got the job, you know, making $70K, yay me. And he's like, okay, great. This is a perfect time for me to quit my job, right? And she's like, what? And he was like, yeah, no, I hate my job. You know, I'm so depressed. I just want a month to, you know, start going to therapy, get back on my feet and whatever. She's like, I ain't supporting no man. You're supposed to lose $100K now a year because you're depressed. Where does this depression come from all of a sudden? Like, oh, hell no. And he's like, what? So you're saying we're done? And she's like, I ain't supporting no man. Hell yeah, we're done. And he's like, okay, I just wanted to see what you would say. I didn't quit my job. I actually started therapy a few months ago for my depression. Get your stuff, get the hell out of my house. So, right? Yeah, no, but my point is simply is that I don't think that, unfortunately, and I think it's actually a problem, I don't think that the people who didn't have much vision as far as what they actually want and what they should want, but what they actually need in a spouse have so much as wisened up.
Oh, really? Why do you think that, Ruby?
Because from what I can tell in the last 6 years of being here, the ultimate thing they're looking for hasn't changed, right? So now they're willing to consider the businessman who's going to end up making $1 million and not just the basketball player. But what they're not willing, but what they're not willing, hold on, but what they're not, but here's the problem. That's still the top 10% of all men. Like it's not the other 90% of men. They're still not willing. Oh, see, there you go. Top 5% of all men. So they're still not willing to consider 95% of men.
Yes, they
so
are.
they're, listen.
The thing is, you get stuff from the women. I get stuff from the guys. Have you ever heard of you know what hey big head is?
Is that the joke where the woman or guy just tests out if the person gonna respond to them?
Yeah, when a woman actually tests out, say she's digging through her crates and she's trying to find out if she still has a connection with some old boyfriend. This is called the hey big head call or the hey big head text. Okay, and I said that like a couple years ago. I said, okay, coming up when there's a crisis, all you guys gonna start getting hey big heads, and guess what? All the guys blew me off. Guess what I'm hearing now? Every day. Hey, BGS, guess what happened? I said, what happened, man? I got 5 hey big head texts just yesterday. I said, really?
They should be happy then.
No, the thing is, they know what's up. I said they would be happy if there wasn't a crisis going on. The thing is that if I'll give you an example, right?
Do you not people expect to react in a crisis? I mean, it's like either you're going to take it or leave it. It's like it happens.
But that's not like better. But see, my whole thing is that, but BGS, hold on, but that's not actually better than what I'm saying, because it's actually literally exactly what I'm saying, which is that good men, right? Good. The average good man is still not the ideal, is still not the thing people are chasing for. Are people willing to, in a crisis, basically use their very best option in the moment? Absolutely. And as soon as the crisis dissipates, guess what? So do they. So that's still not good. That's still not a solution.
Is the crisis going to dissipate?
Yes. Eventually it will.
Tell me why. Give me your best shot.
Why will the crisis dissipate?
What goes down must go up.
Right. We will not stay in a crisis state indefinitely. We are not going to die old people in a state of worldwide pandemic. We're not. Right. And so it doesn't matter if it takes 5 years or 7 years or 10 years. When the crisis dissipates, guess what happens?
Yeah, but that's
so does their reliance on you and your average self, because they really think that they deserve a high value man. So until that mindset changes, until the set of priorities changes, we're not going to see a lot of long-term productive solutions.
What changes the mindset faster than anything else?
In a permanent, long-term way?
No,
in a permanent way. No, in a permanent and long-term way, not in a temporary.
In a permanent, long-term way. Okay. I'll give you an example. After you finish, I'll give you an example. Go ahead, finish your thought. I'll give you the example why.
Okay, no, I was just gonna say in a permanent, long-term way.
Sure.
Normally people who are well established, like 30 plus or whatever, tend not to really change those things. So it tends to be the environment in which the younger generation is born and raised into that changes that wave.
Not true, but go ahead. If you go ahead and finish. Anything else you got? Okay.
Well, no,
wars are actually obvious, right? You go 5 years to a war zone, you're changed permanently. Okay, that's obvious, right? I'll give you another one, right? The Great Depression lasted 7 years. Okay, did it permanently change everybody in the country, the way they thought, the way they felt, and how they responded?
It's too far away. What was the last great war that happened for America that changed everyone permanently?
Basically 9/11 changed the way people thought. Just in the crisis that said that 5 years changed the way people thought. Okay,
right, but permanently.
Permanently. I do mean permanently. It doesn't take that long. The iPhone changed the way people dated in 5 years permanently.
Yeah, okay. But when we're saying that, you're right. The way people dated changed permanently.
Yeah.
However, if people are only going to react a certain way in the middle of the crisis, and then again, once the crisis dissipates, their original broken priorities resurface, and then you have a whole bunch of divorces, you have a whole bunch of people who are cheating, having children, and saying, no, I swear to God, this kid is yours when it's not, and so on and so forth, right? So I mean, that's problematic. You're
assuming the guys that the reason that it's different in a crisis, and I was going to give this example to Char about a boat before you interrupted me, right? Okay, if you have a boat and nobody wants to go boating, right? And every day you tell them, hey, get in the boat, let's go boating, right? And then there's a flood. Does that person like boating?
Of course.
Of course they don't like boating. They want to get out of. They're going to get out of it. They want to get out of the water. That means they don't like boating, and you know that.
Water, yeah.
And you know that. So during a crisis, you ain't talked to that person in 2-3 years. And all of a sudden, there's a crisis. You get a big head. Well, aren't you going to be suspicious?
You should be suspicious.
Yes. So you think men are that stupid?
No. That's literally why I said it's not a solution. This is what I said. It didn't solve anything. It didn't change anything.
It's not. I didn't say it's gonna. Okay. The thing is that, and this is the issue that we have, and this is why sometimes I get frustrated, is because I've been saying this. I've been warning people about this since 2015, right? I mean, I've been giving you the steps. I've been telling you that these things are going to change permanently, right? And these are the things that have been outlined to change what you do permanently, right? These many jobs will go away permanently. And everybody, when 2016, everybody was laughing. 2017, people were still, hey, it's not that bad. 2018, oh, it's getting a little, I can see it, but I don't think it's getting bad. 2019, okay, this is starting to get rocky. 2020, when COVID hit, and they see the automation come in, they see that the robot factories come in, they see the AIs take people's jobs. You think that once people go back to work, all this automation is going to just dissipate into thin air? I'm asking, Ruby, do you think it's going to dissipate?
No, obviously not.
Do you think do machines get worse or they get better?
Better. Well, I mean, technically they can get worse and get bugs, but I mean, overall, people just keep developing better machines.
I'll give the example. You have a big screen